Breaking news, baby dolls. As you've just seen, Richard Hart has uploaded a brand new video. So I'm giving you an emergency update. I've got more juicy updates coming out for you. This is like emergency. So Richard Hart, he looks a bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he's looking deep into your soul. Like, "Rrr!" I'll be honest, the first thing I was thinking about was like, please don't FUD pDAI. Please don't FUD pDAI. Because friends, like just a month ago, it's never happened in my life. I was waking up. Maria says, oh, Sommi's an insider. And I'm like, oh, crap. And I've gone to the bathroom to do the morning poo-poos. I don't do morning poo-poos. Apparently everybody in the world but me does morning poo-poos. Literally everybody out there I meet in the world does morning poo-poos. I don't do morning poo-poos. I was doing double morning poo-poos out there. Okay, so that was the last thing we saw. Like, "Rrr!" Now he's like, oh, okay, cool. So he starts off.
Here, guess who just beat the SEC in court and did not settle and did not have their case dropped?
So that proves it's not AI. That's 100% Rich. Because you gotta, from his perspective, he's seeing like, you know, Scotty Boo Milker or Crypto Banter or literally anybody else. They're like, oh, the SEC dropped the case. You know, they're like, I know you can't relate, but just think about it. It's like, he probably just spent like millions and millions of dollars to beat them and not drop the case. And everyone's saying, oh, they dropped the case. Like, no, the millions of dollars. That is funny. Because I love you all as well, friends, I made all the timestamps here. So I'm just going to summarize it here for you about everything that's happened. So immediately before we even go through anything, some people are pumping the price. I mean, thank you very much, friends. PulseChain 15%, 20%. I don't know why Inc is 30%. Like, just this is the funniest thing of all. All right, he literally said nothing about Inc. He didn't even mention it. King Inc. He didn't even refer to it at all. Not even in like in his off talk. And for some reason, this thing's up there. Don't you just love markets, bro? Like literally the one word, even if you put it through an AI, give me every coin that he mentions. He talks about Monero, bro. He talked about Monero more times. He didn't even drop Inc. It was funny. It was just funny to see all of that. Yeah, these aren't real pumps. You know what I mean? Like, we're still 70% below sack price. But go through a lot of things he spoke about. So Richard going through everything, is you could tell he's a bit of Dr. Phil here for you. He's really been caught up with the legal stuff. So a lot of his messaging at the start was he reiterates that he beat the SEC. He did not settle with the SEC. And remember, friends, he did get top 5%. Which is good. You know why? Because I know, like, at least we get thrown a little bit of a lollipop bone because people are like, oh, you got scammed. You got scammed. But we're like, no, bro, he beat the SEC. He literally beat the SEC, you know, and then I'll point to the price chart, which is that's the thing. At least you can go home and sit on your couch, eat tasty tubes or Cheerios and go, well, you know what? We're still part of the business cycle. We just need things to continue on here. Also, another thing, friends, he pretty much says, we did it on our own. And he reiterates, right? Richard's been preparing for things his whole life. He spoke about how the SEC got embarrassed in court. And he mentions many coins are garbage. So he calls for the whole PulseChain community. He goes, you know, we just need marketing. We just need marketing. But I kind of like, when he was saying it, I don't think that the vibe I got, he wasn't like telling, oh, Toby, show everybody your beautiful mustache. I don't think it was that. I think it was more like, it's coming. You know, it's coming. Like, not I'm going to do it, but like, I'll be part of it. You know, I got that vibe. Let me know what you think if you watch it. I didn't get a vibe. He's like, yeah, we got to do it. It wasn't that. It was more like, everything is set in stone. Just the marketing part comes next, right? Kind of like, oh, you're ready for the day to begin. You just need the sun to rise now. You know what I mean? It's outside your control. It's just it's happening. Just sharing some friendly comments from everybody out here. So I said, King Fork has returned. All bow down for his highness, King Fork, who has returned here. Thank you very much, sir. Out you, Lady Habib. It's so good seeing you again, Rich. We missed you. We hope you will go live again. It's kind of funny. Everyone wants to really go wide. Here's Captain RG3, the floating head effect. Okay, here we have, what is this stupid coin? And remember, Richard Hart went to court for this, for PulseChain. He went to court for PulseChain. All right? Get it through your head. He said it. You heard him loud and clear. PulseChain's better than Bitcoin. PulseChain's better than Ethereum. All right? He couldn't have made himself more clear. Now, as well, friends, he shared some interesting insights into Ethereum. And he says layer 2 of Ethereum, total regret. The way he talks, I've never heard anybody talk like this. Like, the way he hits, it's different to like Ansoy or anybody else who's just an anonymous avatar on Twitter saying, or like Anatoly, the Solana founder. It's different to when they say, God, told you Ethereum, bad move. You shouldn't do the layer 2s, okay? Just a reminder as well, what is layer 2 Ethereum? Just so for everyone knows, remember, Ethereum is here, right? And what they did is they basically allowed all these layer 2, we call them vultures, but they don't like that term. They have all these chains up here. They have their own tokens. And pretty much they just get to basically suck off and suck out the blood of Ethereum. And it created a lot of confusion where a lot of people were like, hey man, do we buy ETH or do we buy Arbitrum or Optimism or like Starknet? What gives? And it basically fractionalized all the liquidity. Now, the theory was that they would build fast bridges and make the liquidity fractionalization issue go away. But as we've seen, like it's been multiple years now, has that happened? No. It's still slow because they take forever, man. Because like they're supposed to be super secure and decentralized. They can't do anything, right? Because that's pretty much what plagues them. Now, the way Richard spoke about it in this video, he's basically like, told yous it won't work. So like I didn't even know it was a big thing back then. But because you're almost like, man, you guys are the winners. Is it really going to happen? Because you just don't know. He's like, oh, told yous. So also, he spoke about Bitcoin Ethereum ETF. He says this is, there's just one part in it. I don't know why, it gave me a bit of dopamine, like literally a crack addict. He goes, we could have a God candle any day now. And I'm like, don't say that, bro. You know exactly what we're going to do. Someone's got to go clip it right now. He's like, yeah, we could just be a God candle right now. You know what the God candle means, by the way. Just so everyone knows, not everyone's used to it, friends, because most people in PulseChain, all they've known is death and destruction. But there was a day here, actually, if I get the real chart here, there was a day, friends, in HEX history, I think, where God Whale, now you guys know the exact day here. There was a day here, I think the HEX price was literally doubled and it never came back. It was literally a whopping, like it was an actual, just a God day. Like, check this out. And then this is a 60% move. I don't know where it is. Maybe, is this one of the days? Something went up here. Somewhere out here, there's just a God day where literally just everything just literally just freaking smashed up. Maybe this was it. Okay, something just went up. I was like, oh my gosh, a God can. Then maybe this is it actually right here. February 2020. Is this the day? And yeah, if you're curious, I don't care what anyone says, bro. You're noticing from early pDAI, it's literally the exact same chart. Like, oh, you're dead. You're down 99.9%. Walk up. Hello. Walk up. Hello. Smash. So I'm just going to show you that now. This is the pDAI chart. This is it right now. You see that? It goes all the way down. Look at that. Walk up. Hello. Walk up. Hello. Smash. So whenever I look at that early HEX chart, I look at that signature and I'm like, man, that was... Because, man, just so you know, why do I remember that? People say, Sommi, here 18 hours a day. Yes, you like to tweak your nipples. Yes, you have amazing mod glasses. Yes. But one thing you don't know, friends, which I've explained a few times, I got fudded out of HEX at the start because I didn't know where to go. I went to Reddit and I asked people, can a coin go below 1 Satoshi in price? And I was asking about HEX. Okay, I was not on Twitter. No one had anyone. I didn't know where to go. There's nowhere to watch. You're watching Crypto. You know what's going on. Everyone's just drawing triangles and leverage trading. You'd have no idea, right? And it was down here. And look at this. Look at where it was, bro. Friends, the price of, I guess, HEX was, look at this. It was like 1 Satoshi or something. It was like right here. And then, yeah, it was, I was asking it around here. And then, yeah, I was getting probably message like, oh, just the people who were messaging me, you know what they look like. Like, you know, the long sideburns, they just don't shave. Those guys, wife beater, glasses, long Jesus hair, and like, you know, probably driving in a hippie van. Just those dudes. And they're like, stay away from that Richard Hart, dude. You're gonna lose all your money, man. That was the vibe I was getting. And everyone's like, yeah, the coin can definitely go below 1 Satoshi. Man, no, man. I got flooded out, man. I was like, oh, I can? Okay, I'm walking away. That's it. Never looked at it ever again. Never saw it ever again. It's like that little window of opportunity. And that's when I did the freaking 10,000x, right? That's why, friends, I wish someone around me was like existing back in those days, end of 2018, 2019, 2020, and have this opportunity, have this like mindset to say, guess what? A lot of things are poop, but sometimes they're worth a lottery ticket. Throw something in, you just never know, right? Imagine just you see the gift of that. So you don't know what to actually buy, but at least it opens your mind. So yeah, it's been wild, hasn't it? Richard also speaks about regulation for crypto. You know, he's got a lot of animosity, not really animosity, but there's got animosity towards the SEC. They wasted so much time, and it's pissed him off, as you can imagine, because he's trying to make the world a better place. And he also says like, hey man, I was literally warning people about scams like Alex Mashinsky, guys going away for 20 years in jail, like SBF and all the other exchanges and Luna. Man, I was trying to warn all everyone, but my voice is being drowned out from the freaking top of coin ranking sites. So they literally drown me out. They put all those things up. Everybody loses. And like he's pissed off. He's like, oh, ha, 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 did that happen? Well, I get it, man, because if you go to Solana, LA Vape Cabal, they have the same attitude, right? Their attitude is like, oops, did you buy the 58th coin that I shielded this week and expect to make money because the prostitute cabal said they were buying it on a Twitch stream? Oops. You know, so it does get frustrating, but we all march on together. He speaks about numerology a bit. He says it's a load of bullshit to him, but funny. Then he goes into all the funny numerology things he sees. He sees like repeating eights. He sees like the judge put the court thing in on 5/5, 2025. 555, just 5 repeating. He's like, numerology, it's not meant to line up. Why is it lining up? That's kind of funny as well. He speaks about Donald Trump, Tornado Cash, more legal stuff out here. He speaks about PulseChain as well. And he mentions, he goes, look, all the money's on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't want to fight them too much. But yeah, PulseChain has better features than them. We are better, but like, it's different, man. When it comes from him, when you hear me say PulseChain's better, HEX is better, it's like, this doesn't hit, man. But for some reason, when he says it, you believe it. I don't know why. It just, I don't know why. It's his tone. I don't know what it is. Some sort of magic, some sort of chakra. Yeah. Now, I mentioned this before in my tweet. I got to bring it out for you. Okay, so upon watching it, there was some good news and some bad news. Okay, the good news. There was no pDAI FUD, okay? I mean, I was nervous as hell. I was nervous. I don't know why I was nervous. Like, I'm not going to dump, but I was nervous. I was like, right? That's the good news. The bad news is he FUDs cassette tapes, okay? Serious. So, if you have any cassette tapes out there, I'm sorry. Okay, he throws a bit of glass pebbles at cassette tapes over there in terms of marking their great feat back in the day, but they're just now useless and there's no point being nice to cassette tape maxis. So, you know, that's probably why actually PulseChain might have had a bit of a bid, or the cassette tape maxis quickly hoarding all their liquidity that they can by dumping all the cassette tapes to go up. But yeah, friends, as we know, we need Ethereum to rise. That's going to be the overwhelming explanation for all the good stuff and marketing coming. And he speaks about Bitcoin and Bitcoin's features. So I'm going to be just like give some truth stuff. So Richard says, obviously, PulseChain's better than Bitcoin in every way. It's true. But, okay, big buts, I like them. Bitcoin is a story. Yeah? Just think about that. Yeah? So when I say Bitcoin's a special camp, it's a story. Yeah? So Bitcoin has the Immaculate Conception story. Okay? It's kind of like someone makes a book better than the Bible. Okay, better words, better verbs, a movie. The book like gives you a free coupon. You know what I mean? Like it's every single way, but you're like, be the Bible. You're not the Bible. You know, you can be better. Oh, there's Harry Potter and there's magic, and then I'll get a coupon at the end. And it's wow, it's glittery, and there's a hologram that pops in the book. It's so entertaining, but it's not the Bible. Okay, so that's just something to think about. But the good thing is, it's not like we'd be worried about that if you were like, 2x away to flip Bitcoin. But like PulseChain, the whole ecosystem's 2 billion and Bitcoin is 2 trillion. Bitcoin's like literally, I'm not joking, actually, it's 1,000x higher in market cap, 1,000x. So don't even worry about stuff like that, right? And we all know everybody on Bitcoin, they're literally doing nothing. Like Bitcoin, like it's kind of funny, man. Oh man, I'm holding Bitcoin, yeah? Whenever I come across someone who's a Bitcoin maxi, I'm like, bro, what do you use Bitcoin for? And they go, store of value. I go, oh, so nothing? And they're like, I go, there you go. There you go. I go, don't sell it. I'm just telling you, you literally do nothing with it, bro. You store it. What does storing it mean? You hope someone else continues to store value in it behind you and after you, so that basically you can sell them later, just like everything else, right? And then it actually gets into a head. I go, hey, don't sell anything. I'm just telling you, that's the whole game. But one day, the Michael Saylor leverage and stuff will unwind. So don't forget that. He also talks about raising the $27 million for charity. You know, everyone has a community doing it. He goes a bit to his OG status as well. It's kind of funny. So Richard was around before Bitcoin had a logo. It's kind of funny. It feels like that's like the older grandfather talking to like a new little kid, you know, some new little face tattoo Solana kid who's like flipping JPEGs and dumping on the LA Vape Cabal before everyone else can, or getting rugged by them. And then Richard's saying like, hey kid, I was literally around before Bitcoin had a logo. Do you know that? And they're like, whoa, because all they know are coins that are logos on like Pump Fund, which is funny itself. He also drops zero knowledge technology, not to be confused with some knowledge technology or much knowledge technology. Zero knowledge technology, which means I forgot the tech. It's something like you can do fast transactions because you don't have to talk to each other because, I don't know, you can smell each other's farts from across the room. So you need like zero knowledge of their proof. Ends up being some privacy thing, you know what I mean? It's a nerd stuff. It's a Lord Vitalik stuff. But he drops it out here, which maybe hints about a PulseChain McWallet stuff coming on later. He praises Ethereum, friends, for having a better anonymity set. It's kind of funny how his brain works. So, like, all we say is, the tornado cash thing. But, you know, he calls it an anonymity set. Why does he call it a set? Well, there's a set of Ethereum, okay, that's basically like the hidden trees in the forest, yeah? And then you can go in there, you can put your Ethereum in and take it out, and you can basically, like, be anonymous from there. He calls it the anonymity set. I guess that's what Ethereum has. That's like out of all the other features, Ethereum, I guess, just has something like that better. But, you know, it doesn't say anything after that. Not because he's hiding something on purpose, but like maybe he is hiding something on purpose. But maybe we are getting the privacy stuff out. Hey, we've seen test transactions. They've tested privacy pools and stuff. Also, he drops privacy a few times as well, but no features. You don't want that, friends. You don't want that. You don't want like Andre Cronje or Justin Sun or any of these other competitors to literally be watching Richard's videos and goes, oh, sweet, I'm going to take that, right? You don't want that at all because it just like diminishes our edge. So, you know, we'll wait patiently. He also, funny enough, talks about the PulseX, friends. So PulseX being amazing, all right, better than Uniswap, which it is, because Uniswap, it's true, man. They dangle the carrot. They dangle, hey, we're going to turn on the fee switch. We're going to turn on the fee switch. They never do. The fee switch, guys. PulseX has a fee switch, man. It's a secret weapon of PulseChain, pretty much. Okay, the buy and burn, real utility. Yes, it's from base economic activity. That's everybody speculating, right? Maybe one day in the future, we can do more than just speculating on crypto. You know what I mean? And yeah, we can cross that bridge when it comes. Richard also, man, he made a mention multiple times. He goes, I told you not to do that layer 2 stuff with Ethereum. He also says, he goes, I want Ethereum to go up more than Vitalik. Why? Do you ever think about why? He doesn't tell us why. Why? He doesn't tell us why, friends. Let me just play for you that little clip and I'll explain it.
Long story short, I really do hope the Ethereum price goes up. More than most people. I really do hope. I think I care more about the Ethereum price going up than Vitalik. I really do. So,
do you want to know what that face says? I got more ETH than Vitalik. That's what it says. How much Ethereum does Vitalik have now? I'm curious. He has, right. He's got 240,000 Ethereum. Yeah, $430 million. Interesting. So I guess Richard's got more than that. That's why he's like, I want it to go up more than you. So he's got, yeah, that's his sign. And remember, the PulseChain sacrifice is 170,000. So he ain't talking about that. Right? He ain't talking about that. Okay? Now, could I be guessing and coping and hoping? Yes, absolutely. I don't know anything. I'm just here to believe. There's a part in here as well. He references the old Bitcoin top, and he says, well, you know, Bitcoin's only up 50% from last cycle. You know, your life hasn't really changed. Yeah, it really is exactly up 50%. I know what most people will say. They'll go, well, you know, being up 50% is better than being down 99%. But cycle's not over yet. Remember, friends, as I've explained, no one tells you this when you come into crypto because, like, you know, it's so new. All right, no one really knows. But when you're in altcoins, we say they're risky. They are risky. But why are they really risky? It's not just abandonment. Everyone knows, oh, you can walk away. We know that stuff. But it's your risk of liquidity because your liquidity risk, we need every single traffic light to turn green before the cars can go. Okay? The gold just needs one traffic light, which is a basic money printing. The S&P 500 needs like 3 traffic lights. Ding, ding, ding. The S&P 500 needs like 5 traffic lights. Bitcoin needs like 7 traffic lights to turn green. Altcoins need like 22 traffic lights to turn green, you know? And we got so close. Like last year, we probably had like 10, but they just all didn't turn green. Then they start going red. And what I mean by that is, by the traffic lights, I'm using that as a metaphor for business ISM, right? So the momentum slowed down, but business confidence will eventually go up. This is all the traffic lights. This is all the traffic lights. CRP friends, they're paying $400,000 for a JPEG. Yeah, $400,000 US dollars for a JPEG. You see what I mean? That's all the traffic lights. That's because that means people are really confident to speculate on the future and they're feeling confident about how much risk they can take. Also, funny friends, in this part here, he explains a bit about Trump's stablecoin being tied. And
Coin became popular. People would have to. This is what happened with Trump coin, by the way. Trump was tied to stablecoin on the Solana network. If you wanted to buy Trump, you would take your Solana and trade it for stable, and then the stable would buy the Trump, and you'd get the Trump, and the liquidity pool would get the stable. But in effect, all it did was sell a ton of Solana for stable. So if you tie coins to stables and they become popular on your network and they don't bring new money from the outside in and they just take the existing guys and get them to buy in, you just basically incentivized a bunch of people to buy stable.
So that's what he was talking about. He made a tweet recently. It makes sense, right? So I guess what you want is bond everything to your native token, because if you bond it to, like, you know, CBDC Lite, USDC, USDT, the people coming in, yeah, they want to swap into your new token. You know, you need a poop coin, let's say a lollipop coin, right? But it's better if your new lollipop coin is bonded to Pulse, right? Because to get the lollipop, let's say they bring their poop, they got to swap the poop, they got to get the Pulse, and the Pulse comes and buys their poop coin, okay, the lollipop, right? But if it was bonded with USDC, okay, which is literally a ball of poop, let's just do this clown nose. If it's bonded with like USDC, what he's saying is your coin, you go take the USDC and then use that to buy the lollipop. But then the USDC pool, you're basically making a bigger problem for yourself on the whole chain. Okay, so you're probably, most people don't think about that because you're not like the city mayor thinking about everything, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you're a city mayor, so you're walking around the city, you don't really care if the pizza guys, when they deliver pizza, are carrying like a sawn-off shotgun in their pants. You don't really care about that. You know what I mean? But if you're the city mayor, you're like, how about we don't have like 50 sawn-off shotguns running around everywhere? I know you're a pizza guy. You might get robbed. I just don't want like the city to be known for like multiple head blastings off because, you know, someone didn't tip you right. You know what I mean? That's only like a big mayor's, entrepreneurs kind of issue that you see. But you and I don't really care about that because you're making your own pizza. I think the last thing we'll speak about, friends, very interesting, the discussion on fees and company margins. So,
you've got more features, you've got higher throughput, you've got lower fees. I mean, heck, even Ethereum has low fees now. Let me teach you something about fees. Could every company lower their profit margin to 0 if they wanted to? Yeah, sure, I guess, unless you're already losing money, and then 0 would look great to you. But if you're making money, you probably could lower your profit to 0. Is that good for your company? Maybe not, because then you can't pay for R&D or you can't pay for marketing, or you destroy the industry so that other parties don't want to work with you because there's no profit in it left for them, right? There's a reason that a lot of manufacturers globally try to enforce an MSRP, manufactured suggested retail price, because guys have seen what happens when there's really a race to the bottom. And then whereas you used to make money, now you don't make money anymore.
So in this segment, it basically, in a nutshell, basically saying, hey, it's not a good idea to make Ethereum block space near zero. Yeah. He says like this, he does his trade-off example. He's like, would you rather the world where Ethereum is $5,000, but you got to pay $1 for a transaction, or the world where Ethereum is its current dog shit price now, 1,800, but it's only 2 cents? Obviously, most people would say 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. He goes, well, there you go. So let's make the, basically it's New York City, friends. It's New York City. It's like, hey, we got New York City. Do we just want to keep building infinite apartments and let everybody in the world come in? No, that's what governments actually do this all around the world. They slow down. They have like regulated timings of like how many approvals they can do. And they limit the areas and they don't let you go over a certain amount because they don't want too much immigration, all right, of people basically coming into the city and just diluting everything, right? So Ethereum has to account for that as well. But Lord Vitalik, friends, so remember, friends, Vitalik, he grew up like, you know, quite poor. He cares about like the little guy as well. But Vitalik's more like a, just give you an example. When Vitalik made Ethereum, he dumped a lot of his ETH at the start. He dumped for $120,000. And all he needed back then was like $15,000 a year to live. So he pretty much 12 to 15. This is back in like 2013 or whatever, right? So he's basically like, oh, I've got 10 years of living costs, right? Do you see what I mean? At the start. Now, he didn't know he was going to become a billionaire, but just give you an idea of like, he's got that you know, that like Eastern European, let's grow potatoes in our front yard. You know, let's only eat vegetable soup, you know, like, your birthday cake, it ain't a birthday cake. You know what I mean? It's like you put a candle in a piece of corn with like some mashed up carrots around it. That's what you get. And that's all you'll get out here. You know what I mean? That's the type of world he's thinking about. You know, like lower socioeconomic. That's why Vitalik really cares about, you know, the lower fee stuff. But look what happens, bro. Like he's leveled up, but his brain is still stuck when he's like, you know, the young kid who's like writing for Bitcoin magazine, thinking about the poor guy. And he actually realizes as you get older, poor people, not all of them have nice hearts. A lot of them just like whinge as well. You know, it's not like, oh, it's a utopia. I'm here for the poor people. Like, do you know what that really means, man? A lot of people, they're like there. A lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are there by choice. You know, they're just like, just keep, they're symptoms of their own bad habits. You know, keep doing the same stuff, following the same people, doing the same, you know, things that just keep spiraling them down. And if you hang around them, they'll drag you down, right? So that's why Vitalik's in this like hard point to wrestle. But Richard hasn't been there. Richard's been like, you know, wealthy for like 20 plus years. He's like, yeah, dude, people want to buy something early and have it grow, aka number go up, right? That's why Vitalik doesn't like that. He's like, yeah. He doesn't like that financialization. Actually, his own words. He goes, I hate the financialization aspect of crypto and Ethereum and everything. Like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Crypto is financialization. You understand? What do you mean you don't like it? That makes no sense. That's like saying you're the CEO of a bank, but you hate money. Dude, that makes no sense, bro. Like, oh, I'm an Olympian swimmer, but I hate water. You know? Like, just, this does not compute. So what is it actually saying, right? So what they really mean is like, this personality, it's not computing, I guess, for a Trump world. But Richard Hart is. So this is a bit of like, you know, qualitative stuff that we're looking at. So, but they are changing, friends. They are changing. Like I said, well, friends, you have trillions of dollars that want to enter Ethereum, okay? So you think Vitalik's going to be able to sit down and go, yeah, just drink the soy. Just drink the soy. I'll kill the chain. No, it's going to change, right? But Richard could see it coming. I guess that's our biggest advantage of all. He could see it coming. PulseChain's better than Bitcoin, better than Ethereum. Yes, I want the price to go up as well. When does it go up? Give us an ISM 52 and then people will believe it. Right now, no one believes PulseChain's good at anything or Solana's good at anything more than like, you know, just cucking everybody else in crypto. No one really believes in it. That when you get business ISM higher, people got money to spend, then they can start feeling optimistic for the future. Let me know what you think about all of that, friends. Do you think we're going to see more videos? He did not talk about the Richard Hart Interpol, but from what we've kind of gathered, the Interpol was relying on the SEC being victorious. Richard wiped the floor with them, so now they have no case to stand on. Okay, so it's just a matter of time before that comes out. A lot of people want him to stream and interact and stream, but like, I'm glad at least a lot of people, friends, you know, Bro, just give us an ISM 52. I don't even care if it doesn't stream. We don't care, dude. Just we need the whole world to kick into overdrive and start speculating on the future. Right now, no one wants to speculate on anything longer than 6 hours. You get it? Bitcoin's a different special cake because you got turbo leverage in that. But for the rest of us, that's what we're all waiting for. What we might find is they actually will come together. We might find business ISM hits 52, Interpol is dropped, Richard is streaming, the stories just start coming together. Maybe there's a PulseChain listing on exchange and we're like, whoa, Mr. President, I can't take it anymore. We're just winning so much. But even after all that, I can't help but think about the cassette tape maxis. What do we do? Friends, that really was me hiding under my desk. Please don't FUD. Please don't FUD. Please don't FUD. We're going to make it. Like, subscribe, everybody, and I'll catch you soon.